Now we had 4 presentations, and if I just briefly mention, Professor Warner discussed the various threats that the Indian Ocean states are facing, as well as the current threats of maritime security in the Indian Ocean. And she analyzed the status of existing regional arrangements, and basically she argued that we have to have cooperative security to deal with these threats. I understand that cooperative security means the collaboration of various sectors, including civilians as well as military. And then we had 3 more presentations on the theme, integration of military and civilian professions for a secure nation. Basically arguing that these 2 sectors should not work in isolated compartments. Instead, they should work together. Military-civilian collaboration. I think their General Hassan Sarwadi spoke about the need of military-civilian cooperation, and he said these 2 sectors are contributory and complementary entities for national development as well as democratization process. And Lieutenant General Medio also argued about the Indonesia's democratization process. Basically, he said that the good governance principles supported by military in consolidating national security. Our last presenter, Lieutenant General Button, he explained the complex nature of security and various sectors can, how various sectors can contribute to this process. He basically said, depending on the time and the need, sometimes some sectors have to contribute more, and we know with our own experience what happened during the last 30 years of war. So we had 4 excellent presentations, and I think now the floor is open to questions.
I'm certain there are some burning questions out there that we're eager to hear.
Yes.
I didn't fly all this way to not have questions for our panel. Sir.
Mike? Yeah.
Mike?
Thank you. In the military they say let the chief to start. The others my question is to Professor Warner. In fact, ma'am, we don't write that name these days because we have been trashed so well by the Australian team led by this same name, the Warner. When we talk about this subject, that to secure the Australian border, that Australia has a very nice model, where that you have the civilian, the military, the Coast Guard, everybody working together, which is called Border Protection Command. Can you enlighten us on how that it works so well? Because I know the Chief of the Border Protection Command is serving Admiral, and his deputy is a custom official. I would prefer to have such an organization even in Sri Lanka. Secure our border. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Yes, it has taken some time though to get to what we now call Border Protection Command, and to get that integration between the civil and military sectors over a number of years. So I think it's been a story of the different agencies getting to know each other and operating together. So Customs and Navy both getting together regularly and developing a relationship to patrol our maritime borders. We have the vast maritime jurisdiction, of course. So Navy, I think, in the beginning, were the main players in patrolling that vast maritime area. But it was realised, with the Southern Ocean example, for instance, I gave, that we definitely needed to draw on customs assets as well and other assets from other agencies, and they needed to work together. And one of the more recent developments that I think is fundamental in doing that is the Maritime Powers Enforcement Act of 2013, where we consolidated maritime powers across 38 pieces of legislation. So we needed to make consistent something like the right of hot pursuit, for instance, needed to be the same for the Navy, Customs. They all needed to be able to exercise a common set of powers as a fundamental basis for their integration. So I think there's a number of steps that we needed to take to get to what we now have is quite a good model, I think, for border protection.
Again, a question from me. As you very well, your presentation came up with regional fisheries management organizations, and it is evident that in addition to the Indian Ocean Tuna Commission, now the South Indian Fisheries Management Organization also has come up. So HICE is supposed to be a global common, and also the mere librium, the concept of mere librium. What's going to be with these new organizations, the fisheries management organizations, coming up, the prevailing of the mere librium, whether is it going to be for the future or the global common of HICE, what is to be, what is the future of it going to be?
I think, well, as many of you may know, that there is a new agreement being negotiated at the UN, or the draft elements of a new agreement to conserve and sustainably use marine biodiversity in the high seas. And I think that is the way of the future. We will need to collaborate if we want to preserve the fish that's beyond the 200 nautical mile boundary. At the moment, some of the agreements that I mentioned are not comprehensive enough. So the tuna is covered in many regions of the world, but other fish stocks are not comprehensively covered by regional fisheries management organisations. So we do need to take more steps to preserve that common heritage of fish, if you like. There's still overfishing, still destructive fisheries practices, and regions need to implement reciprocal boarding and inspection regimes on the high seas. This all takes resources. I'm aware of the scarcity of those, and that's why I think technology will play a big role in the future in maritime surveillance, at least, and sending enforcement, deploying enforcement forces more cost effectively to the high seas.
There was a question on that. Yes, over there.
My question also goes to Professor Robin Warner. Madam, do you really believe the existing international legal framework which is required to deal with and combat transnational crime in maritime domains, especially in Indian Ocean region, is adequate and enough? If not, what areas needed to be strengthened in your opinion? I'm Commander Kumar from Sri Lanka.